So let's begin by making our way down into child's pose. I always like to do a wide-legged child's pose. You can do it where the knees are kind of close together and you're wrapping yourself around like this. But I really like to have the knees wide apart and allow your hips to come back towards your heels and leave lots of space to breathe deeply into your belly. You can rest your forehead lightly upon the mat and just let everything relax for a few moments. From here we can bring our arms forwards, coming up onto our knees, and let's warm up with a little bit of cat-cow pose. So hands shoulder distance apart, knees hip distance apart, inhaling, ducking under and through, arching up. Exhaling, curving everything over, chin to chest. Inhaling, feeling that arch. Exhaling, curving it over. Next inhalation, we're going to come to a neutral spine, somewhere in the middle. And from here we can come to lie down on our front. Let's begin by coming into Sphinx pose. Elbows come under shoulders. Shoulders rolling up and back down the spine. Heart is lifting into our Sphinx pose. So because our theme is Cobra pose, beautiful back bends, we're going to be playing with lots of different variations today. So you can start with this, and if this one feels good, then you can also stay with this one. In this pose, working on relaxing the area at the lower spine, relaxing your glutes, allowing yourself to completely melt, your lower body to completely melt into the ground, and feeling this beautiful arch through the spine, but also feeling how the back is supported in this pose. As we exhale, making that pillow with our hands, coming down to rest. Taking a breath or two. And then if that was enough of a bend for you, you can either come back into it or stay in the rest pose. If you'd like to explore a different kind of bend, then we can come to baby cobra. So we can begin by bringing our hands at chest height, allowing our feet to be no wider than hip distance apart, the tops of our toes on the ground. And then without putting any weight, any pressure in the hands, lifting your upper body off the mat, peeling your shoulders away, lifting your heart towards the front of your mat. So there's no weight in my hands whatsoever in this baby cobra. Making any little adjustment that helps you bring your shoulders a little bit further away from your ears. Staying here for 1 or 2 more breaths if it feels good. And when you're ready to come out of it, pillow with your hands, allowing your head to turn in the other direction. Coming back to center, we can bring our hands in line with our chests, tucking our elbows in towards the body. And this time as we inhale, pressing down lightly through our hands to come into a deeper back bend. So this is Cobra, this is Bhujangasana. Again, watch your shoulders here, allow them to melt down the back of the spine. You don't need to push too hard, listening to your back, listening to your body, giving yourself the stretch that you need. Breathing deep. Taking one more breath here if this feels okay. And then as you exhale, melting it all down, pillow with the hands. Relaxing your head upon your hands. The next exhalation, bringing your hands under your shoulders, tucking your toes under and pressing up and back into your downward facing dog. Pedaling your feet. Waking up the backs of your legs, pressing through your spread fingers, pressing down. Breathing deeply into the back of your body. Exhaling, knees come apart, toes come together, hips come towards heels, child's pose. Inhaling, coming back to downward facing dog, knees come to the middle of the mat, heels press away. This time you can stay still in the dog. Stretching, reaching through your arms, pressing back with your heels. Breathing deep into the sides of your waist, the back of your lungs. And then we have a couple of options. The simpler option is we can come down, knees, chest and chin, coming down to this pose. The trickier option is that we can come into a plank and then down through a press up. So choosing whichever version works for you. And then we can either come to our Sphinx, our baby Cobra with the hands off, the Cobra with the hands pressing down, or if you like, we can even do upward facing dog. This is where we really press through our hands and we lie our weight on the tops of our toes. So your knees are off your mat. Your back's coming into a beautiful deep arch. This is the most challenging option, so make sure you do one of the other options if you've got any lower back issues, or just if it doesn't feel right for you today. Exhaling, coming back down to the ground. Let's make that little nest, that comfy pillow moment. Inhaling, you can stay on your front or come back into one final downward facing dog. Coming back down onto your knees. And then making your way over onto your back. Feel free to do any further pose or poses that your body needs. Or come to a rest pose, either feet apart, knees together, lying down on the mat, or legs out in corpse pose, Shavasana. So I hope that you've enjoyed today's video. Thank you so much for joining me. If you'd like to see more of these, make sure you subscribe, share or like them if you feel the love. I hope that I will see you tomorrow. Namaste.